So welcome to day 2 of the summer program. I enjoyed yesterday. As I said in the final reflection, it felt like the AI and related applications becoming more real, being seen as helpful tools, and investments are being made so that they are becoming part of a workflow. At least that's one thing I took away, and I enjoyed seeing that. Then, for me, it was also like the argumentation from Guido kicking us off in the morning, showing, whenever you have something like 100,000-fold improvement in performance, as he showed from the chip revolution, network revolution, and now the AI revolution. Whenever you have that, then the significant consequences, dramatically new opportunities show up. And then in the afternoon, I was, Bill's talk after lunch made us all think a little bit about how are we allowing in our organizations some non-consensus, the emergence of might be foolish ideas, might be genius ideas. How are we doing that? At least for me, that was a bit of a wake-up call, thinking just internally about Stanford, and you heard his assessment of how Stanford is doing with that ability, or not lack of ability. He said, for those that were not here, apparently somewhere there is a motto or logo or something for Stanford, change people, change minds, change people, change world, or something like that. And then he added to that, but don't change Stanford. Anyway, I thought that was, for me at least, a very good reminder to reflect on that. And I guess I have to make sure that I start in my research group, that students feel okay in that way. I hope they do. And then I really liked in the afternoon seeing that the speakers didn't just talk about the aspiration of greater sustainability. Actually, I was excited to see various projects, seen through. That it wasn't just the aspiration, and then this got too expensive or this got complicated, and the fact that they actually set the goals, took meaningful action to achieve them, and actually then measured whether they got there on several projects. I thought that was really nice to see, because I've seen many projects that don't quite close the loop like that, and then the learning is very limited. So those were a few highlights for me from yesterday, and hopefully a reminder for you about yesterday, and then also a quick summary for those that are joining us today. So today we will continue with the theme of basically helping people achieve greater results on projects. Right? It's a way you can see bringing innovation in organizations in that light. You can see using AI, data-driven tools in that light, and certainly this morning and this afternoon, the focus on AR, VR, and then robotics, in my mind, is very much in the spirit of allowing us to do what we are best, and then have computers help us with that. In quite different ways in terms of robotics, the physical work, and then VR, AR, really the work in our minds. But I shouldn't take too many words out of the speaker's mouth. I'm curious to learn where things stand. So that I think some of you have heard me talk about this before, just so you know where I'm coming from. I was a fan of VR ever since my first experience with it in Pat Hanrahan's lab over here in computer science in 1995, and then with Disney on the design and construction of Disney's California Adventure in '98. And I always thought, why isn't every project using VR and AR to see into the future? I mean, Bill said yesterday we're terrible at predicting the future, something like that. in my experience, AR, VR allows you to see a good part of the future. And you can see, do I like the future that the trajectory we are on, or do I not like it, and do I change it? And I have not been in a project where we've used VR where the impact wasn't just, it wasn't just crazily impactful, not just because it cost money. Of course, it impacts projects that way, but because of the benefits we got. So just so you know where I'm coming from in this respect. But I look forward to learning from the speakers how they see that and how they are bringing AR, VR methods to their projects. And I'm really excited that the panel today, and we start off with the panel, as you know, our keynote speaker is flying in as we speak, because he had to give a talk at, I think, Penn State yesterday, so he will arrive a bit later this morning, Gordon Wetstein. But the panel is really a microcosm of the CIFE community, because we have Matt from a design company, HOK, and then we have quite a few colleagues from Meta as a building client, but obviously also technology developer. And then we have Varun from construction. So really spans the AECO industry, and including some tech providers, although that is not necessarily the focus. The focus is really here on the application, right, from the owner, design, and construction perspectives. So with that, I'll turn it over to Matt. One more quick announcement, right? As you know, in the afternoon, we have an opportunity to meet and greet incoming returning students. And there's a poster session with PhD students as well. You see our research going on. And we have a brief session where companies can share a quick glimpse of what they do through sharing a project they're proud of and a challenge they have. Just as a quick introduction, I'll share later how you can share those couple slides if you want to tell us briefly about your company, so that the right students can approach you in the networking session. Okay, with that, Matt. Well, no, sorry. I need to finish my coffee. I'll turn it over to Simge. Simge is a PhD student in my group that has done quite a bit of work on the application of VR in our industry, and she will lead us through this session.